In this lesson, you'll attach the link data source control that you created in lesson 11.1 to a drop-down list control, allowing the drop-down list to be automatically populated with data. To begin this lesson, open the Spark project from your Sample Files folder. And open New Transaction.aspx in Design View if it isn't open already. Now you're going to configure the Customer drop-down list control to retrieve data from your Link Data Source control. Select the Customer drop-down list, open the Quick Tasks menu, and click Choose Data Source. Now select the Link Data Source Customer control from the first drop-down menu. This is the Link Data Source control that you created in lesson 11.1. Now click the second drop-down menu and select Customer Name. This tells the drop-down list control to display the customer name. This is the value that will be shown on the page and will be stored in the drop-down list customer.selecteditem.text property. Now click the last drop-down menu and select Customer ID. This determines the hidden value that will accompany each item in the drop-down list control. This value will be stored in the drop-down list customer.selectedValue property. Now click OK. Your data source is now linked to your control. When the page is viewed, the list of customers will be automatically displayed in your drop-down list control. View the page in your browser now, and you can confirm that the drop-down list has been populated with customers from the database. Close your browser now. You can attach a data source to the bulleted list, checkbox list, list box, and radio button list controls in exactly the same way as you just attached one to a drop-down list control. There are also some more advanced data controls in the data category, such as the grid view control, which you'll use in lesson 11.3. The Quick Tasks menu makes it very easy to attach a data source to your control, but it doesn't do anything that you couldn't do by manually setting properties. Select the drop-down list control if it isn't selected already, and find the Data Source ID property in the Properties window. This property determines which data source control the drop-down list control uses. As you can see, it's currently set to Link Data Source Customer. You could change the data source by changing this property. Now examine the Data Text Field property. This is the field that is displayed in the drop-down list control. It is currently set to Customer Name. And finally, examine the Data Value Field property. This is the field that is stored in the hidden value of each item in the drop-down list. It is currently set to Customer ID. Whether you prefer to use the Quick Tasks menu or set these properties manually is up to you. Finally, you're going to manually add an item to the drop-down list control. Open the Quick Tasks menu of the drop-down list control and click Edit Items. Now add a new item with a text property of dash dash, select customer, dash dash, and click OK. You first did this in lesson 116. View the page in your browser now. You'll find that your item isn't displayed. This is because it was overwritten by the items from the database. Fortunately, this is easy to fix. Close your browser now. Then select the drop-down list control and set the Append Databound Items property to True. Setting this property to True specifies that items from the database should be added to the drop-down list's existing items, instead of overwriting them. View the page in your browser again, and this time your manually added item stays where it is. Close your web browser now, and close Visual Studio. You've now completed Lesson 11.2. Attach a data source to a control.